What's happening, vinyl community? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you guys are when you're watching this. It's been a little bit since my last update. Got us another stack of heat to show you guys. A lot of mail order stuff, one local find, and all bangers. So without further ado, let's get started. The first one actually came by way of Triple Play Records in Grand Junction. It's the closest record store to me. Um, when I say close, it's about an hour 14 from me. They're always getting really cool stuff in. A lot of stuff that surprises me, that being in Western Colorado and cowboy ranch land, that this kind of stuff would turn up, but it does. Um, this is Banshee Thinking. This is a first press stereo. I've owned this album before, but this one's was a little bit cleaner. And Banshee is just their first album was more psychedelic. This is just more just straight rock. You can find it on YouTube. For some reason, it's not on Spotify, which is weird. It was at one point. Um, Again, just solid hard rock. Saw this in one of their flip videos. Was really shocked that it was still there. And really happy to have it. These next two actually came by way of online sales. One Instagram, one through Whatnot. Same artist. First one is a big grail for me. I'm 40 years old. I came of age in the 90s, so a lot of music of that time frame is near and dear to my heart. And I'm a big electronic fan, and so Massive Attack has always been one of my favorite groups of that genre. And I've been after a copy of Mezzanine for a very long time. Original pressings are getting harder and harder to find, and because it's a quieter album, it's harder to find clean. And found one by way of a seller in Florida, and was actually shocked that this one was still there. They put it out for their Black Friday sale, and it didn't go. So I reached out to them, and they were willing to ship, so we made a deal, and here she is. This is, again, Massive Attack, Mezzanine. It's the first 90s press. Beautiful, beautiful shape. I mean, what can I say about this album that hasn't already been said? I mean, it's on a lot of top 100 lists. And of course, it's the main track that sticks out on this album is the single "Teardrop," which was actually while it was their biggest hit, it was actually a track that actually created a lot of tension for the group. And it was really interesting backstory behind it. But again, really happy to have this massive grail for the collection. And then this one came in by way of a seller on Whatnot. His name's Gary. Goes by Gunnar. If you find him on Whatnot, he's always putting out amazing stuff. Big indie guy, big rock guy. A lot of 90s stuff. A lot of stuff that you just wouldn't find normally. But he had this great price, and I picked it up. This is a Massive Attack. Blue Lines. This is an original European press. Again, beautiful shape. And I mean, I was really shocked that this one turned up, and I had to scarf it up. These next two came by way of another Whatnot seller. His name's Records from the Six. I buy a lot of stuff from him. He's always curating amazing shows on Whatnot. And I mean, it's stuff that you just never see. He's a big Britpop guy, a big Oasis fan, big Blur fan, but he's always pulling out, and also a huge hip hop head. So he's always pulling up amazing stuff. And saw these, had to grab them. So first two White Zombie albums. Soul Crusher. This is their first album. And their next one, Make 'Em Die Slowly. Again, original presses. These albums are definitely, if you're used to like More Human Than Human and tracks like that. That was way later in their career. They started out being very much noise rock, same along the lines of like Sonic Youth, that kind of thing. It was only like I believe their third album or so when they started to get away from this kind of sound. But you know, I'm a huge White Zombie fan. Their early albums were really difficult to find, especially in good shape. I mean, this one's immaculate. The other one's got a mark that it makes a little bit of noise, but it's a loud album, so you can't really hear it. But again, really, really hard to find in good shape, and I was shocked that these turned up and had to grab them. And speaking of hip hop, um, hip hop's definitely one of those things, those genres that I'm still very new to. But you know, I have my favorites. I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, and this album is one that just does not turn up very easily. It's usually beat to crap. So again, Records from the Six had this one, amazing condition, and had to grab it. This is Old Dirty Bastard. Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. Original pressing. I mean, beautiful, beautiful shape. I mean, the jacket's got a little bit of wear, but I mean, the vinyl's damn near perfect. Like I said, these albums are usually played to death. It's a classic album, and again, one I had to have. Next one, back to Gary Gnar. He had this one back at the beginning of January. It's Smashing Pumpkins Adore. Again, first press, beautiful shape. As far as the Pumpkins go, I have a love-hate relationship with this group. Some of the more experimental stuff, like everybody likes their first two albums. My first introduction to this group was Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, and I learned about them through that album. I still want an original press. It's on the list. Whether it happens this year or not, we'll see. But Adore was one I actually discovered later, and actually really fell in love with it. You know, I've been humming and hawing about over picking up the reissue, which, from my understanding, sounds great. But I was hoping for an original press, and one came up at a great price and great condition, and grabbed it. This one actually came by way of my buddy Dylan at Noble Records. He does his own Whatnot show as well. Usually I get priced out of things because he's got a lot of followers and it's hard to get a good deal of it. Eventually, if you're patient, you do. This is Bob Dylan, another side of Bob Dylan. It's an original mono press. Aside from a few paper scuffs, this thing is beautiful, and it's a mono press, which is a lot more difficult to come by. Again, Bob Dylan, can't really say too much more than what's already been said. This is one of the albums that for me is actually one of my personal favorites. I grew up on the Byrds because of my parents, and you know, the Byrds did a lot of Dylan tunes. Mr. Tambourine Man, My Back Pages, which is on this album. And you know, it's got All I Really Want to Do, Spanish Harlem Incident, My Back Pages, It Ain't Me, Babe. I mean, it's a classic Dylan, and one I was very happy to grab, especially being an original mono. And the last one actually is another one from Records from the Six. Again, he just has amazing shows, and his being in Canada, he likes to. His deal is he allows you to pay in Canadian dollars, which, if you're familiar with the exchange rate, it's not friendly to Canadian sellers, but he's okay with it. This album was originally sealed. I'm not a big sealed guy, and it was an album I wanted to have, and albums are meant to be played. So this is a Lush, Love Life, again, original press, mint condition. I mean, this was sealed up until about 10 minutes ago, and who knows, maybe when I get done with this video, I'm going to spin it. Lush is one of those bands that tends to get overlooked simply because of the area that they came through, you know, with Oasis, Blur, Pulp, etc. They're known, but they tend to get overlooked a little bit. But amazing band, more on the poppy side. It's still great stuff. Again, happy to have it, and it can't get much better than basically what was a sealed issue. Now, you know, near mint unplayed. But that's it, guys. Pretty short and sweet. If you like what you see, please click like and subscribe. It's been a pleasure as always, and until next time, you guys take it easy.